OpenAI just announced Operator, and it's kind of like having a digital assistant who's actually smart.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It goes way beyond, setting reminders or playing music. Imagine this. You need to book a last-minute flight and hotel. So instead of jumping between websites and filling out all those forms, you just tell Operator what you need.
Hold on. It actually browses the web for you. That seems like a huge leap from the chatbots we're used to.
Exactly. It's powered by a computer using agent, or CUA. It combines the visual understanding of GPT-4o with some pretty advanced learning capabilities. What this means is Operator doesn't need special website connections. It just sees and interacts with web pages, just like you do. Clicking, typing, scrolling, you name it.
Okay, so it can see the screen like a person, but how does it know what to do? I mean, booking a trip is pretty complex.
Right, well, that's where the learning comes in. OpenAI is being a little secretive about the details, but it sounds like they've trained Operator on a massive amount of data about how humans use the internet. So it understands not just the visuals of a website, but also the underlying tasks and goals that people are trying to achieve.
So it's not just mimicking actions, it's actually understanding the intent behind them. That's incredible.
Yeah, and get this, it's not limited to travel. OpenAI is already working with companies like Instacart and DoorDash, even city governments, to bring this tech to everyday tasks. Ordering groceries, booking appointments, even navigating, complicated bureaucracy, all potentially streamlined by Operator.
It feels like one of those moments where technology could actually change how we live. But of course, there are always concerns. I mean, giving an AI this much access to our online lives.
Quick ask. Almost 95% of you watch our videos but still aren't subscribed. Please click subscribe. It really helps us grow. And if you're not loving our content, you can always change your mind. Thanks, and back to it.
What about security and privacy?
That's a good point. OpenAI seems to be aware of those concerns. They're really emphasizing user control. So, Operator asks for your permission before doing anything big, like making a purchase. It's also designed to recognize sensitive information, like logins and payment details. And it'll point you to take over in those situations.
So it's kind of like having a super capable assistant, but one that knows its boundaries and checks in with you before doing anything too crazy.
Exactly. They've even built in defenses against websites that might try to trick Operator. And you can always delete your browsing history and opt out of data collection, for training their models.
Okay, that makes me feel a bit better. But this is still mind-blowing stuff. Are we really on the verge of having AI that can manage our digital lives for us?
It certainly seems like we're heading in that direction. And here's the thing. OpenAI isn't the only player in this game. Anthropic, another major AI company, is already testing similar technology.
Hey, want our free AI dope top AI tools that we use? Chat below. It's our live Google Sheets packed with over 100 killer tools, video, music, photos, AI voices, productivity, script writing, YouTube hacks, captions, the works. Always growing. Live Google Sheet. Always free. AI, dope top AI tools that we use. Download and chat below. Back to the show.
So this isn't just a one-off experiment. It feels like the beginning of a whole new trend.
It's definitely a trend to watch, and it raises some really interesting questions about the future, like how we work, how we spend our free time, even how we interact with technology.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if AI can handle all the boring stuff online.
Yeah.
Would that free us up to do more time for, creative projects or learning new skills, or maybe even actually connecting with people face to face?
Right. Those are some of the more optimistic scenarios. But of course, there are also concerns. Things like job displacement and maybe becoming too reliant on AI, and even the potential for, misuse.
Right, like any powerful tool, it all depends on how we use it. Speaking of which, OpenAI is planning to release the technology behind Operator to developers soon. What do you think? Good idea? Or are we opening Pandora's box?
Well, it's a gamble for sure. On the one hand, it could lead to some incredible innovation. Imagine developers building apps that use Operator's capabilities for things we haven't even thought of yet.
Like what? Personalized education tools, AI-powered financial advisors, maybe even systems that can help us with, mental health and well-being.
Exactly. But of course, there's the other side of the coin. What if this technology gets into the wrong hands? Could we see a surge in really sophisticated scams or privacy violations, or even AI being used for, straight up malicious purposes?
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. I mean, it feels like we're just starting to figure out the implications of AI, like ChatGPT, and now we're already talking about something even more powerful.
It's moving fast, that's for sure. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations. The more we understand about this technology, the better prepared we'll be to navigate its challenges and really harness its potential.
Absolutely. So what advice would you give to our listeners, the ones who are trying to keep up with all of this? Because it can feel kind of overwhelming at times.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a lot to take in. I think the key is to just stay curious and informed. Don't just buy into the hype or the fear-mongering. Dig a little deeper, ask questions, and try to understand the nuances.
Okay, but where should people go for reliable information? It seems like everyone and their dog has a different opinion about AI these days.
Well, OpenAI's website is a good place to start. They've got a lot of resources explaining Operator and their vision for the future of AI. There are also some great articles and podcasts out there that offer balanced and, insightful analysis.
And hey, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
Sign up for the Operator waiting list, try out ChatGPT, play around with some of the other AI tools.
Exactly. The best way to learn is by doing. And who knows, maybe you'll stumble upon some amazing new application.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting the feeling that we're like right on the edge of something big. It's exciting and maybe a little scary all at the same time.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people are probably feeling the same way. That's why these deep dives are so important. We need to engage with all this new technology, figure out how to use it responsibly, and make sure it's heading in the right direction.
Okay, so to wrap up our look at Operator and all these new AI agents, here's something I've been thinking about. OpenAI opening up this technology to developers. That's a big deal. What kind of crazy applications do you think we'll see coming out of that?
Well, that's a question that could take us down a lot of different roads. I mean, will we see hyper-personalized everything? What about new AI tools that help us be more creative? Heck, maybe even whole new industries.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
And if you want another AI dope deep dive, check this next video and ask yourself, how lucky are we to live in these AI dope times?